On this episode of Smart Robots Review, we're going to find out if the Samsung SmartCam 1080p Wi-Fi camera is any good. Stay with me.
Welcome to Smart Robots Review.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Smart Robots Review, the show that reviews robotics and other fantastic tech from around the world. So for a robotic review that I'm working on, I needed a camera that can record in the dark. So I found this Samsung SmartCam camera. It is part of their SmartThings suite of products, but I don't have SmartThings and I wasn't intending to use it with it anyway. So this is great. It retails around $99 and it is made by a well-known brand. So let's take a look. In the box, you have the camera, of course. The base is solid metal, adjustable, and altogether with the camera body weighing about 137 grams. In the back of the camera, you have a speaker on the very top, then you have a Wi-Fi button and a reset button. On the other side, you have a micro SD slot, and on the bottom, you have the power connector. Overall, for $99, it seemed to me I was getting a really good package. As I mentioned, it is a 1080p camera. No fees are required. You can record right on your phone. You can record on the SD card. It features motion detection, audio detection. It has the ability to be a good security camera or a good baby monitoring camera. You can set special motion detection zones for the camera to watch, and then it can send you real-time emails or alarms to your phone or to your Gmail account, letting you know that something is going on, and in the meantime it will record that event onto the camera. So the SmartCam is designed to be used over your phone, your iOS or Android device. Support over a web browser does exist. I tried it out, but I do not recommend it. It is very limited in its functionality, and they require you to use Internet Explorer. So keep that in mind when you consider buying this camera. But overall, for me, it worked great. And I know I'm spilling the beans here early, but I loved the quality and feature set that you get for under $100. Setting it up takes about 15 minutes at the most, and the printed booklet does a pretty good job walking you through the process. So without any further delay, let's move on to the installation. As I mentioned before, web browser support is very limited, so use the Android or iOS app instead. In the iOS store, the app comes up as Samsung SmartCam. The app will walk you through the installation, and in that process, it will prompt you to create an account with Samsung SmartCam. So doing that allows you to be able to use your camera when you're away from home. Now, not every Samsung SmartCam model is created equal. I'm using the 6417BN, which works great from a Android and iOS perspective, but does not offer very good web browser support. As you can see here, and also from what I mentioned earlier, that it does not support Chrome or Firefox or even Microsoft Edge. Yet, I love the camera. So here's a pre-recorded view of the Smart Robots Review Studio at 1080p, but you can also record at 720p. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is a view from my phone and the application. So let's run through the application, all the features one by one. From left to right, you have the ability to record a 30-second video right on your phone. The default resolution is 720p unless you change in the settings to 1080p. Next up, on its right, is the ability to record directly on the SD card. The camera supports up to a 120 gigabyte SD card, so there's plenty of space for you to record in 1080p, and even more so if you want to downscale to 720p. Next up, you can click the snapshot button to take a snapshot, save it on your phone. You can also use the two-way mic right there to actually communicate with somebody behind that camera or just listen. The viewing resolution can be adjusted from low to high if you have a slower connection or if you want a smoother video stream. I recommend using low. Next up, it has some built-in sounds like police siren, alarm siren, dog barking sound. They're fun and you can use them to scare off any intruders. It's too bad that you have to trigger this feature manually, because if it was automatic, if you can pre-program this to kick off these sounds when an intruder is detected, that would make more sense. You can also adjust here the brightness of the picture. You can change the orientation of the picture as well. Certainly useful if you have the camera mounted on the wall, behind a mirror, or in some configuration that requires this. Temporarily, let's skip the next feature and move on to the pre-recorded messages you can have on this camera. You can set up to 10 pre-recorded messages. Interesting feature. I'm not sure what the application here would be for somebody, but it does exist. The camera has the ability to zoom in up to 4 times. This is a digital zoom. You pinch the screen to zoom in. Moving on to the settings, you can adjust pretty much everything here. You can turn on night vision, you can enhance low light performance, you can turn off the status LED, you can even encrypt the live stream for additional security. Most importantly in this feature set is the ability to create events. Now if you turn on event alert, the application will notify you when it detects sound or movement, and it will send you either an email or an alert on your phone with links to access the live feed or watch the pre-recorded event video. Here's an example when suspicious activity is detected, and I'm showing you both views, viewing a live feed or a pre-recorded feed. The built-in infrared LEDs give the camera outstanding nighttime performance. It's great to keep an eye out on your studio for any suspicious characters that may show up. Who knew? What I found most impressive though is that the application allows you to designate specific spaces in the camera's view to watch for motion. So here I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to designate 3 different spots, and when motion is detected, the application will alert me and also log an event. Keep an eye out for the right of the screen here. I have a feeling that when Elias is away, the robots will play. Gotcha. So there you have it, a $99 Samsung SmartCam that is capable of 1080p recordings on your phone, on an SD card that can go up to 128 gigabytes. It is easy to use if you like to use your phone. It does support iOS and Android. So yeah, I liked it. It worked for me. And if it does work for you, let me know. Leave your thoughts, your feedback down below. And until next time, thank you for watching Smart Robots Review.